A handful of congressional races right here in New York could determine which party controls the House of Representatives in the next session of Congress. Our Washington Bureau reporter Kevin Frey has a look at how President Biden's decision to step aside from the election could shake up the trajectory of these contests.
After weeks of turmoil, a massive shakeup in the Democrats' presidential ticket is raising hopes for the party down ballot.
The enthusiasm is tangible. There has been a shift.
John Mannion is one of the Democrats looking to flip a battleground seat in New York this November, one of a handful of races in the state that could help his party snatch control of the U.S. House. He's facing incumbent Republican Brandon Williams, who holds a Syracuse area seat. Mannion argues Joe Biden's decision to step aside was the right move, saying he was hearing this from voters.
They think he's done a great job in a challenging time, but his age is of a concern.
In 2020, Biden bested Donald Trump in reliably blue New York by more than 20 points. However, polls from earlier this year had Biden ahead by only single digits, sparking concern down ballot.
You had Democratic candidates that were moping around thinking, oh my God, the top of the ticket's going to kill us this year, just like Kathy Hochul's a relatively poor performance at the top of the ticket hurt them in 2022.
But now, with Kamala Harris taking the reins, there's a sense of excitement that analysts and some Democrats argue could reshape New York's trajectory in November, potentially giving them a better shot at flipping competitive seats.
I think there's a lot more enthusiasm now amongst Democrats, among African-American Democrats, among young people, among women.
Take New York's 4th district in Nassau County. Biden carried the district by more than 14 points in 2020, before a Republican won the congressional seat in 2022. Lawrence Levy with Hofstra University argues the seat is ripe for the picking for Democrats.
One of the reasons that Anthony D'Esposito was able to flip a heavily Democratic suburban district 2 years ago was that Black voters, Latino voters, came out way under their proportions of the population. Now, with the prospect of the first Black female president, you may see turnout in these Black communities that will approach what it was for Barack Obama.
Still, Republicans representing competitive districts in New York are projecting confidence. They are working to tie Harris to her boss and his administration's policies.
Kamala Harris has the same weight that Joe Biden does. I think she is going to be running on the record of her and Biden, and that record is dismal.
The policy issues that have plagued the Biden administration, the things about their open border, things about spending money we don't have, about inflation. Harris has been with President Biden every step of the way.
New York's competitive congressional seats could be the whole ballgame this November when it comes to control of the U.S. House. With the chamber tightly divided, how the races on Long Island, in the Hudson Valley, and the Syracuse area go could be enough to flip the scale in the House to one party or the other. In Washington, Kevin Frey, New York 1.